It's Show Me Something draft time. You've already shown me your Manchester United kit, Michael Hawley. Now show me the names of the players, the units, the coaches, whoever that you want to show you something this weekend.
Well, since I've shown you Manchester United, Mike, let's keep it international. I'm going to say show me something Madrid. We have another international game, and I always say this. Where's the impact? I like the idea of taking the NFL global, but I want to make sure that are the cities loving it? Are the countries loving it? Spain, show me something. Are you into the NFL, or is the NFL into you more than you are into the league? Show me something, Madrid. What do you got?
Well, and if they're not, they'll find some other city that is, because there's a long line of cities that want to host those international games. Show me something, Aaron Rodgers. And I say that because I was on 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh this week, and I did my little spiel about his demeanor from Sunday night, where against the Bengals a few weeks ago, he was irritated the whole game. Against the Chargers on Sunday night, he just seemed resigned to something. Whether it's not our night, whether it's not our year, whether it's time for me to exit stage left, he just had an overall aura of resignation. And I don't know, some Steelers fans thought that was fairly controversial. I thought it was fairly obvious. I think if you have functioning eyes and just basic common sense and you see him on Sunday night, he just seemed like a guy who's done. Was it done for the night, done for the week, done for the month, done for good? I don't know. Well, here's your chance, Aaron. Show us something. Show us a guy who's more engaged. Show us a guy who's more accurate with the football. And by the way, Acrisure Stadium, show us a 100 by 53-yard collection of grass that was, able to survive the Pitt Notre Dame game the night before. So show me something, Aaron Rodgers / Acrisure Stadium grounds crew.
I'm going to go with a quarterback and a coach. Quarterback-coach combination. Show me something, Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. This is a weird team to figure out. Now, when they were in Pittsburgh, Mike, Jordan Love completes 20 passes in a row against Aaron Rodgers. And we think, oh, he's arrived. Look at this from Jordan Love. But they've lost to the Browns. They've lost to the Panthers. Last week, no shame in losing to the Eagles, but they scored 7 points. The offense looks pathetic. What do you have as you go to New York and take on the Giants? Show me something.
Show me something, Brock Purdy. Because Brock is back. The toe injury is healed. Oh, and while you were away, Mac Jones regularly showed us plenty. And there's this looming question. Now, they wisely got Mac Jones under contract through 2026, so they don't have to make any decisions until after next season. They've got two guys under contract. One's making a lot of money. One's making $4 million a year. So, Brock, this is your chance to, number one, stay healthy, and number two, play well enough that a murmur, I love that word, a murmur doesn't begin among the faithful that maybe Mac Jones is the long-term answer, not Brock Purdy.
Mike, I'm going to say, show me something, Dan Campbell. Let's face it. He basically is their offensive coordinator now. He took the job from John Morton. They scored 44 points against the Commanders. Good. Dan Campbell, what can you do against the Philadelphia Eagles? You're going to show us something, and apparently you're going to show your offensive staff how you want something to be done at the highest level. Show me something, Dan Campbell.
I never do this, which means I'm doing it, which means I can't say I never do it. So I've never done this before. How about that? I've never done an entire team. I usually focus, but I don't want to pick on one person. I don't want to pick on Michael Penix Jr. to the exclusion of others. I don't want to pick on Raheem Morris to the exclusion of others. The entire Atlanta Falcons organization at 3-6, hosting a Panthers team that has beaten them 3 out of 4 times, a Panthers team that is 5-5. This is it for the Falcons. I think you get to 7 losses in the NFC, you are essentially done. Because even if you run the table, there's a chance there's not going to be a seat at the table for you. The Falcons did that all-in move last year with Kirk Cousins. Then they drafted Michael Penix Jr. They're paying Cousins $90 million between last year and this year, and it's just not working, and they're too up and down. They do things that make you say, hey, they could be good, and then they get blown out at home by the Dolphins. They've got the Panthers coming to town. They need this one desperately because if they fall to 3-7, they are done. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.
Steelers Nation, gather around, because today we have one of those stories that defines what it means to be part of this franchise, what it means to bleed black and gold, and what it means to understand the culture of resilience, loyalty, and opportunity that makes the Pittsburgh Steelers who we are. This is not just a transaction, not just roster maneuvering, not just practice squad paperwork. This is about a player who fought his way into the building, earned respect with every rep, got cut, and still found his way back into Pittsburgh because this organization sees something in him, because this coaching staff believes in his toughness, his reliability, and his fit in this locker room. Yes, Steelers Nation, Trey Sermon is back. The Steelers have officially re-signed running back Trey Sermon to the practice squad just days after releasing him to make room for the activation of rookie quarterback Will Howard from injured reserve. This kind of move might look minor to the national media, but real Steelers fans know there is nothing minor about it. This is the type of depth, preparation, and long-term planning that separates well-run franchises from the chaotic ones. This is the type of player who does not quit. And this is the type of running back who fits exactly into what Mike Tomlin wants. Dependable, physical, ready to contribute at any moment. Let's go back to when this journey started. Sermon originally tried out for the Steelers during rookie minicamp. No guarantees, no promises, just a shot. And he earned his place through sheer effort. He impressed in drills, showed vision in team reps, flashed hands out of the backfield, and demonstrated the versatility that this coaching staff values. He made the most of every opportunity throughout preseason, rushing for 50 yards and a touchdown on just 10 carries, while also catching 8 passes for 46 yards and another score. That dual threat ability matters. In a league where every inch counts, every small edge matters, Sermon showed he could be more than just a camp body. He showed he could be a useful depth piece, a flexible option, a reliable weapon when needed. His preseason performance stood out, not just because of the production, but because of how it looked. He ran with decisiveness. He protected the ball. He absorbed contact and kept moving forward. He showed patience behind blocks and burst when lanes opened. And when the Steelers put the ball in his hands out of the backfield, he looked smooth and confident, turning short catches into meaningful gains. He even returned a kick for 26 yards, reminding everyone that special teams contributions matter deeply for players trying to carve out space on a competitive roster. When the regular season began, the Steelers elevated him from the practice squad the maximum 3 times allowed. That says something. You do not elevate a guy 3 times unless you trust him. He saw action on special teams against New England, Minnesota, and Indianapolis. And while the snaps were limited, the value was not. Coaches saw a player who knew his assignments, played with energy, and prepared like a professional. When the Steelers elevated him to the 53-man roster ahead of the Chargers game, it reinforced that this staff believes Sermon can be ready when needed. But then football reality hit. Will Howard needed to be activated, and someone had to be cut. Sermon was that someone. And in this league, that can be the end. Many players get released in November and never find their way back. But Sermon did, because Pittsburgh did not move on from him. They made a roster adjustment. They made a temporary decision. And now that the dust has settled, Sermon is back where he belongs. Back in the building, back under Tomlin's system, back preparing, back grinding, and back waiting for the next opportunity. Now let's talk about the state of the Steelers' running back room, because this context matters. Jaylen Warren is the workhorse, and he has earned that role through relentless effort, punishing runs, and elite consistency. Warren plays like he is trying to break a brick wall on every carry. With 136 touches for 688 yards this season, he has been the heartbeat of the offense, the tone setter, the spark plug who creates energy when drives stall. He has carried the offense at times when everything else felt unstable. But running backs take hits, and depth matters. Behind Warren, Kenneth Gainwell has played a significant role. Gainwell has 81 touches for 343 yards and has returned 15 kicks for 392 yards, making him one of the most versatile contributors on the team. And then there's Caleb Johnson, the rookie, drafted in the 3rd round, who has flashed power and potential in limited usage. Johnson is raw, but he is physical, fearless, and has the mentality you want in a Steelers running back. Then on the practice squad, you have Lou Nichols and Max Hurleman, both developmental options, each with unique traits, each being molded for future potential. But Trey Sermon brings something different, something valuable, something the Steelers understand deeply: reliability, readiness, maturity, and veteran knowledge of NFL systems. This type of move reflects what the Steelers front office does best: building layers of depth, planning ahead for injuries, preparing for weather games in December, and making sure the offense has options in case things shift. You do not survive in the AFC North without a stable running back group. You do not survive cold weather football without depth. You do not survive attrition without a plan. Trey Sermon is part of that plan. And let's be honest, Trey Sermon feels like a Steelers-type player. Hard-working, undervalued, hungry, not flashy, but effective. A guy who fits the system. A guy who can step in on short notice and help the team win. Whether that happens in Week 11 against the Bengals or later in the season, Sermon remains on radar because this organization trusts what he brings to the table. Now let's expand the lens, because the Steelers signing Sermon back is not happening in a vacuum. At 5-4 and sitting in first place in the AFC North, Pittsburgh controls its own destiny. Despite criticism from national analysts, despite people saying the Steelers are overachieving, despite consistent doubt from outside the city, the Steelers remain right where they want to be, in the hunt, in control, and improving. When you look across the AFC North landscape, every team is dealing with issues. The Ravens struggle with late-game consistency. The Browns have quarterback instability. The Bengals' defense continues to show massive holes. But the Steelers, they are steady. They win close games. They make opponents uncomfortable. They drag teams into their style of football. They force mistakes. And they are beginning to build a true identity on both sides of the ball. With Justin Fields and Russell Wilson giving the team flexibility at quarterback, with George Pickens emerging as a legitimate top-tier receiver, with the offensive line improving week by week, this roster is shaping into something real. Not perfect, not clean, but dangerous. And as every Steelers fan knows, the most dangerous version of this team is the one that nobody expects. The team that finds a way when the odds tilt against them. The team that gets stronger in November, the team that punishes in December, the team that peaks when others fade. And part of that formula is having players like Trey Sermon ready to step in. Because depth wins football games. Depth saves seasons. Depth defines contenders. So Steelers Nation, here's the bottom line. This move is not random. It is strategic. It is deliberate. It is the kind of roster management that successful franchises master. Trey Sermon returning to Pittsburgh signals that the Steelers are thinking ahead, planning for attrition, preparing for playoff-style football, and making sure they have every weapon possible available for the stretch run. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Trey Sermon returning to the Steelers? Do you believe he can make an impact down the stretch? Do you like how the Steelers are managing their running back depth? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire for more passionate breakdowns, deep analysis, and daily Pittsburgh Steelers coverage. We are just getting started.